Assalamu alaikum. Hello guys, how are you? I hope that you all are fine. Today in this video, I will show you how to perform a sponge spectrum analysis according to IS 1893 2016 code. Okay, here you are seeing the Excel file. Actually, I have prepared it for you so that you can uh, practice with this file. Okay. Here you see this is the input section and this is the output section. The data you need are, that is, for performing the design vertical seismic coefficient. To obtain the design vertical seismic coefficient, you need to define the type of structure. Okay, you see the type of structure are buildings, liquid retaining tanks, bridges, industrial structures. Okay. For buildings, you have to input here B. Okay, you have to input here B. For bridge, you have to input here BR. Okay, BR. You see, if you input here BR, the value will be automatically changed here. Okay. If you input here LRT, okay, LRT, that is the liquid retaining tanks, the value will be changed here. Okay. Uh, and this is defined in 6.4.6 section under section 6.4.6 in IS 1893 2016 code. Okay, here I have written the section number according to the IS code. If you um, look for, you will get the instructions. Okay, so what you need are type of structure, seismic zone coefficient, that is Z, and soil type. There are three soil types, that is category 1, 2 and 3. Okay. If you put here 2, if you write here 2, you see the value will be changed. Okay. If you put here 3, the value will be changed here accordingly. And this is the importance factor, and it is defined in table 8 in IS code. Okay, IS 2016 code. And this is the response modification factor. You can obtain the value from the table number 9 in IS 1893 code. Okay, here if you input these values, type of structure, seismic zone coefficient, soil type, importance factor, response modification factor, you will get the design horizontal seismic coefficient H, okay, and the design vertical seismic coefficient, which are needed to perform the response spectrum analysis in the horizontal direction and in the vertical direction. Okay. And here you are seeing that this is design eccentricity. It is defined in uh, torsion section. Okay, in IS 2016 code, and the section number is 7.8.2. Okay, here we have to input the value of center of mass in the x direction, and this is the values of center of mass of the diaphragms in the y direction, and this is the center of resistance, okay, in the x direction, and this is the center of resistance in the y direction. Okay, here you see this is the definition. Okay, this is the definition. If you the difference between XCR and XCCM, that is the difference between the distance between center of mass and center of resistance, is defined as ESI. Okay, in the x direction, that is eccentricity, and Y in the y direction, that is the difference between the YCR and YCCM. Okay, and here you are seeing this is the diaphragm width. Okay, in the x direction, that is load perpendicular to x-axis, when the load will be perpendicular to x-axis. Okay, that is BIX, and BIY, that is in the y direction, the width is in the y direction. Okay, and load when the load will be perpendicular to y-axis. Okay, So according to this definition, I have calculated, I have defined the EDX. Okay, here EDX, that is designed eccentricity. Okay, for the accounting of torsion. So let us perform the analysis in ETABS. Through the analysis process, we'll be learning. Okay, so let's get started. Here, suppose that our building category type of structure is building. Okay, that is B, and the seismic coefficient is 0.1, and soil type is 1. Okay, and the importance factor is 1.2, and response modification factor, that is spatial moment frame, that is 5. Okay, you can, you see here, you see the IS code definition. I will attach the Excel file and the IS code in the description box. You should download it. Okay, now let us move to the ETABS file. Here you are seeing a 10-story building. We would like to perform the response spectrum analysis to determine the earthquake base shear in the horizontal direction and the earthquake base reaction in the Y direction. Okay, in the Z direction. Okay, so let us start with defining the mass source. That is seismic weight. Okay, seismic, you should define the seismic weight according to the IS code. Okay, which is given in here. You can see that it is saying that for calculation of design seismic forces of buildings, imposed load on roof need not be considered. Okay, so the superimposed dead load on the roof, on the roof, we shouldn't account it. Okay, but weights of equipment and other permanently fixed facilities should be considered. Okay. In such a case, the reductions of imposed loads mentioned in table 10 are not applicable to that part of the load. Okay, you see, you are seeing here that if the live load, that is, if the imposed load is less than 3 kilonewton per meter square, then you have to take 25%. Okay, and if it exceeds 3 kilonewton per meter square, then you have to take 50% of the imposed load. Okay. So, and the seismic dead load should be accounted. The full dead load should be accounted. Okay. Here you can see that the seismic weight is defined as okay. You can see that seismic weight of floors. Seismic weight of each floor is its full dead load plus appropriate amount of imposed load. Okay. That is, you have to account for the full dead load. Okay, and a portion of the imposed load. So let us get started. Here we shall take the full self weight and full S dead and the full and a portion of 0.25% of LL. Okay, since the applied load on the structure, the applied live load in the structure is less than 3 kilonewton per meter square, that is 60 pss, less than 60 pss. That is why I am taking 25%. Okay, if it exceeds 60 pss, then you should take 50%. Okay, that is 0.5. And I will not account for the roof live load because uh, it is not required according to the IS code. Okay, so that's how we have defined our seismic weight according to the IS code. Now we have to determine the design eccentricity. Okay, and for that we have to calculate the center of resistance and center of mass. Okay, and it is required for response spectrum analysis according to the IS code, but it is not required for the linear time history analysis. Okay, so to calculate the center of mass, let us go to analyze and set load cases to run and strict calculate diaphragm centers of rigidity. Okay, now press OK. Now run analysis. Analysis is done. Now change the unit in inch, keep it inch. Okay, now press OK. Then go to display, then show tables, and go to analysis and results, structure results, center of mass and center of rigidity, center of resistance. Press OK. Now what we have to is uh, copy these 4 columns. Okay, now copy it. Go to Excel sheet and paste here, Control V. Paste here. Now we need the diaphragm width, okay, in the X direction and in the Y direction. Now let us go to unlock the file. This is Y direction, this is X direction, okay. Go to draw, dimensions, you see in the Y direction the dimension is 189 inch and in the X direction the dimension is 139 inch, okay. So what we shall do is go to define, go to load patterns and give it name W, wind, sorry here is wind, okay. Uh, you have to define a load, lateral wind load, okay. That is give it name W and wind, okay. Then set the multiplier 0 and SC705, okay. You can select SC702, no problem, SC705. Then add new load, okay. The load will be added, then modify lateral load, okay. Now come here, wind exposure parameters, that is modify show, okay. You see in the Y direction the width is 189 inch, okay. So copy this column in the Y direction and go to Excel sheet and in the Y direction put the value here, BIY, okay. Control V. And in the X direction, now in the X direction copy this column and go to Excel sheet and paste here the values, okay. Don't need this. Here you are seeing that the design eccentricity EDXI is given in this column and EDY is given in this column, okay. It is automatically calculated according to the formula given here, okay. So now what we have to, let us go to Excel sheet, all done. Then go to define, let us define the response spectrum function, okay. So to do that, let us go to Excel sheet, okay, and come here and copy the building period, okay, this column, copy this column. press copy, and in the you have to make two columns, that is period and value. In the period column you have to paste it by value, paste by value. Okay, now we have to copy the other data, that is the design horizontal seismic coefficient. Okay, copy this, press Ctrl C. Now come here, and paste by value. Okay, you see the values are pasted. Now copy the whole data, Ctrl C. Okay, now go to Notepad. And paste here. Okay, now save as, give it name, text, save as type, select text document and assign the name here, that is IS RSA horizontal. Okay, horizontal. I'll save it on the desktop. Now let us copy the vertical acceleration data. Now Ctrl C, press Ctrl C and go to sheet and paste it here. Ctrl V, sorry, paste by value. Okay, now copy this whole sheet. Ctrl C, paste by value. Okay, now copy this whole data. Ctrl C and paste it here. Paste by value. Okay, now copy this whole data. Ctrl C and go to Notepad. Paste it here. And save as IS RSA vertical. Save. Okay. Now go to define functions, response spectrum, and here choose function type to add. As from file, add new function, browse desktop, and set the file type as text, and select IS RSA horizontal. Okay, and you see, set the value as period vs value. Don't select frequency because the value is in Excel sheet is period vs value, and function dumping ratio is 0.05. and go and convert to user defined. Now delete this row. Now name it IS RSA horizontal. Now press OK. Now again add new function and browse, go to desktop and select IS RSA vert. Okay, that is for vertical response spectrum analysis, and set the name as IS RSA vertical. Okay, now convert to user defined and delete this row 00. Okay, now press OK. The function are defined. Now press OK. Now go to define and go to load cases and add new case and give it name ELX. Sorry, first let us define modal cases. Modal cases, add new case, give it name modal and select eigen, select reach. Okay, and here you can define the vertical loads that will be interacting during earthquake load. And press OK. Now add, select acceleration UX, acceleration UY, acceleration UZ. Okay, and set the mass degrees of freedom as 2 times the number of stories, that is 10 story. Enter. Okay, now press OK. Okay, now let us check mass source. Since we are going to perform vertical earthquake analysis too, so guys, please make sure that you are ticking include vertical mass. Okay, now press OK. Press OK. Now go to define load cases and add new case. Give it name ELX. ELX. Okay. Now select response spectrum. Click add, and here select U1 acceleration. Okay, and set the function as ISRS horizontal and give it 386.4 inch per second square. This is the unit of G. Okay, now select model. Okay, diaphragm eccentricity. Diaphragm eccentricity as we have to define it. Since we are performing this analysis in the in the x direction, so we have to input here the EY value. Okay, the values of EY. Story 10, story 9, story 8. Go to Excel sheet, and you are seeing here the EY value. Okay, please note down these values. Okay, now go to ETABS and put these values here. That is 25.71. Here we see I have put down all the values here. Now press OK. Okay. Now press OK and select the design type as here seismic. Now press OK. OK. Now click again, add new case. Give it name ELY. Select response spectrum. Add acceleration in the U2 direction. Okay. And select the function as horizontal. And this is for and modal. Okay. And we have to put down the values and put the values of Ex here, because in the Y direction the loads will be perpendicular to x-axis. Okay, so we need to put here the values of EXI, that is the values of EXI. Okay, so I will put all the values here. Okay, I have put all the values here. You can see floor by floor uh, uh, the values of eccentricity of all the floors are input. Okay, now press OK. Okay, now press OK and now click add new case and give it name ELZ. Select response spectrum, add new case, acceleration U3, IS RSA vertical, 4 model, PQC, SRSS, no eccentricities in the vertical direction. Okay, now press OK. All done. Hello guys, I would like to make you know that I would like to convey you that in the design eccentricity section it is said that while performing structural analysis by the seismic coefficient method or the response spectrum method, the design eccentricity EDI to be used at floor I shall be taken as by these values. But when you are performing here you can see that it is saying that the factor 1.5 represents dynamic amplification factor, and 0.05 bi, okay, represents the extent of accidental eccentricity. Okay, the above amplification of 1.5 need not be used when performing structural analysis by the time history method. Okay, you don't have to account for the 1.5 ASI, the amplification, while you will be performing linear time history analysis. Okay, that's all I have to say. Now all the definitions are done. Now we have to click on run analysis. Now to see the base shear, let us go to display, show tables, and click here results, reactions, base reactions, and modal results. Press OK. We can see that ELX max fx equal to it is in pound. Okay, and ELY it is here, and ELZ, okay, you see 49,433 pounds, and the amplified moments are here mx, my, mz due to the eccentricity. So guys, that's how you can perform the response spectrum analysis. Let us check that you see it is modal horizontal You see in the model case, it is sum of y is sum of x is 0.99, sum of uy is 0.9983, and sum of uz also 0.95. It is greater than 90, 0.9. Okay, that is greater than 90%. So okay, you have to check it. Okay, if it is less than 90%, then you have to increase the number of modes. Okay. You can also see the response spectrum behavior in the vertical direction, in the horizontal direction too. To see that, go to here, click here, and select ELF and press apply. Now if you start animation, you see that how it will behave in the while the earthquake load will be acting in the x direction. You can also see the ELY behavior. You can also see the ELZ behavior. Okay, apply. Okay guys, that's how it behaves when vertical ground acceleration excites the building. So guys, thank you for watching. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you are returning subscriber, then please like, comment and share. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum.